to me, smiled, and was like, and Zack, I'm like, hey, a little spin or something. And then I think second season, they took that move and they made that my title card. So all of a sudden it was like, and Zack, and I was like, hey, right? So that was the move, and I guess that was probably a really good move on my part to have them do that. They chose it because it's something that's stuck in people's minds. And like everywhere I go, people are like, hey! It has 6 legs. It has straight horns. And I was like, that is not a mastodon. What is that? That's like it looked like a beetle to me. And but one of the primary differences of that movie that I found to be, I wish it would have been different. In our version of the Power Rangers, when we were superheroes, when we were kids, we were teenagers with attitude because we believed in ourselves. We were confident. We were teenagers with attitude because we were already leaders. We're like, I'm the best at what I do. I'm the best martial artist. I'm the best dancer. I'm the best gymnast. I'm the best. I'm the smartest guy. I'm the best community person, whatever. And then when it came time to be in our suits, we were already leaders. So it was like, now we're leaders with extra abilities, right? Whereas in the movie, they were teenagers with attitude because they were delinquent, because they were a problem. So when it became time to become superheroes, they didn't know how to be heroes because they weren't already heroes, you know? Yeah. They got their powers because they found a rock, and all of a sudden they were like super ability, you know, as humans. And I think the message from our show was better as far as motivating kids to want to be more, motivating kids to want to excel and be the best that they can be, you know. So,
love that.
That's how I felt about that.
Now, I know Austin did a ton of martial arts before he got the role. I had got to talk to him a little bit, and how much training did you have prior to going into the show with martial arts, and how much did you come out of it with, how much more knowledge did you come out of after working on the show?
Okay, so when I was a kid, I grew up in Detroit, and I think my cousin was a martial artist. He had been taking karate, and I was a little like, man, I want to do that. And I think we really couldn't afford it too much at the time. So he had taken it for a couple of years, and then I think I went to school and I had a bullying event where these kids decided they were going to take my lunch money. And it's funny the way I dealt with it, because rather than be scared, I just kind of was like, I was brave already. So I was like, give me your lunch ticket. I was like, I'm not giving my lunch ticket. And they're like, we're gonna kick your butt. We're gonna kick your butt on the park, at lunchtime when we get on the playground. I was like, well, I guess you're gonna kick my butt because I'm not giving you my lunch. So they followed me in line, and then I got my lunch and I sat down, and they surrounded me and they started going, like they were reaching for my food, so I spit all over my food. And they're like, we're gonna kick your butt. I was like, I won't be hungry. So I ate my food, and then I go outside, and they're walking me outside. I'm like, okay, here it goes. And I didn't really know what I was gonna do, but I was agile, I was quick, so I got outside, and I saw it was like a basketball hoop. But it was a basketball hoop that has 2 poles, and the poles go up like that, and then the hoop would be on the outside of the 2 poles. But the hoop was missing. That part was missing. So it was just these 2 poles. So I go outside and I see these poles, and I run to the pole and I climb up and I get to the top. And I'm chilling. They're like, how did you get up there so fast? I'm like, I climbed. and they're like, calm down, we're gonna kick your butt. I'm like, I'm not coming down here. You wanna kick my butt? Come up here. And they're like, so they start trying to climb the pole, but they can't get up. And they're like, trying to climb the pole and falling down, trying to climb the pole and falling down. And I'm like, if you come up here, I'm gonna kick you. But, you know, they trying to climb and they couldn't get up. And they were going, how did you get up there? And I said, I just climbed. I can show you. You wanna learn? And they're like, yeah. So I climbed down the pole, and I taught them how to climb up the pole. And after that, they didn't bother me anymore. They were like, so I went home and I told my mother this story. I think she was like, we're gonna put you in martial arts. She's like, that worked that time. So, I got put into martial arts, and I I was pretty good. I became the Michigan Pee Wee State Champion. So
Wow.
I fought a couple of karate tournaments. I've done katas and so forth and so on. And I got to be a brown belt in Ishinru. And with my cousin, who was a black belt, to kind of push me. It's crazy because when I tested for my brown belt, I had to fight him as a black belt. He was the first person I had to fight. And I'm thinking, oh, he's my cousin, he's got my back, it's cool. So I get there, and then we hit karate stance, and they say, Achime, my cousin, first thing he does is kick me right in the face. Bam! And I'm like, you're my cousin! He's like, come on. I'm like, oh, man. So I had to work for it, you know, and I got my brown belt in Ishiru, and after that, I think I took karate maybe 3 or 4 years, and then I decided somewhere along the way I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to play, you know, games with my friends and hang out and not be, you know, going away, and I just want to be able to be in the neighborhood. So I stopped doing karate, but it always stayed with me. So everything I kind of learned physically, I got karate trained for those couple of years, and I was pretty good. And then I learned to do gymnastics just in the streets, playing games with my friends. Like, we would have a rope, and we're like, okay, we gotta jump over the rope. So everybody would get in one line, and we'd run and jump over the rope, boom. Everybody jump over the rope. And every time everybody went, the rope would get higher. So you have to jump over the rope now you gotta jump, and pull your knees all the way up, and now they get higher. So now you gotta dive over the rope. So you dive over the rope, and as it got higher, if you dive over the rope, you came down, you came right on your head. So it was like, ow, that hurts. So I stopped doing that, and I started diving over the rope, and I would do a flip, and I would land on my butt, but that hurt too. So eventually, I would run, and I would dive over the rope, and I would flip and land on my feet, and it was like, So that became a skill that I had. I could do this running front flip, and I swear that flip probably got me so much work. Because it was impressive. It was like I had hops. I could jump high. So I would go, like when I worked at SeaWorld, in a show called City Streets, and I'd done shows, you know, in theater. But one of the things I would do in my audition is I would look for the biggest guy I could find. I go, can I use you for a second? Come here. And I have him stand there. I go, I want you to stand here. Can you bend your head down like this? Just stand right there. I'll be right back to you. Hey, don't move. Okay, don't move. Stay right there. I'll be right back. And I'll run it, and I'll go, you ready? Don't move. And I'll run, and I'll dive over him, and I'll do a flip, and I'll land, and turn around, and pat him back, and go, thank you. And everybody was like, wow, I can't believe that little dude just jumped over that big dude and did a flip. That was crazy. Let's hire him now. So I did that for Power Rangers as well. So, you know, the fact that I learned these techniques, I learned to do martial arts, and then I learned to do some flips, and I learned dancing the streets, the pop lock when I was a kid. I did a talent show with these guys who saw me. When I was in 9th grade, I walked into 9th grade weighing under 98 pounds, and probably about 4'11". I was tiny. So much so that when I walked into school, these girls ran up on me and said, excuse me, little boy, the elementary school is over there. And I was like, I go here. He's so cute, oh my God, he's so cute. I was like, hey, cute, you want to be handsome. so I was tiny, and these 2 tall guys who are pop lockers, they're like, we're doing this talent show, and we think it'd be cool if you do a talent show with us, and, you know, do pop lock. I was like, nah, I don't know how to do that. I said, we'll teach you. So every day after school, we'll work for like a half hour. So after school for a couple of weeks, they would teach me how to pop lock, and we ended up doing this talent show. And it was funny because in the talent show, the way it works is we had this board set up like to look like a subway, right? And there was a park bench, and you know, so the guy sitting on the park bench, he's reading the paper. This other guy comes up, and it looks like he's coming up on the subway on the escalator, you know that thing. So he comes up, and he looks at the guy, and he starts pop locking, right? Another guy notices him over the paper, doesn't pay attention, the guy pop locks. All of a sudden, he's like, whatever, and he comes over, and he takes the paper away from the guy. He throws it on the bench, he challenges the guy to get up. The other guy gets up, and he pop locks, they both pop lock, they end up walking off. The guy, as they're walking off, they throw the paper in the trash can, right? All of a sudden, they go down the subway, and here I come out of the trash can. Right? I come out of the trash you can't. I jump out and I start popping on this little tube. I'm breaking it down, whatever. And then I walk away and I go down the subway and we won. So it was like, we won this talent competition. And from that point on, it was like, pop pocket was something I loved doing. So it was like, all these different skills came from just the desire to be, or opportunities to excel in different ways, and in the end, it all came together into something that was supposed to be mine, you know?
Yeah.
So right time, right place, right opportunity.
That's awesome. Yeah. What was did you have like a favorite episode or movie that you really enjoyed? Like anything that you specifically enjoyed out of like maybe a scene, like a fight sequence or anything, or like a specific scene?
Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Well,
or in general too, any show.
I gotta love Zack's birthday. That was just like my episode. It was like, hey, Zack's birthday. The thing about it though is I wasn't in it much. I was like, you saw me come in, talk to them about my birthday, and complain, and then I was gone. And the rest of the episode was about them like trying to plan my birthday and going, you can't let them know that we're planning this party. But at the end, I get my big party and I get to dance, and it was fun. And I beat the nasty night all by myself, and it was like, all right, cool. So that was one of my favorite episodes. We also did one called Food Fight, which was crazy because we walk in and everybody's wearing plastic ponchos. It was like, oh, it's that kind of thing, huh? Like, all right. So basically, by everybody wearing plastic ponchos, it gave us permission to hit everybody. It was like, it's a food fight kind of day. Really? Oh, man. Like, this hot dog goes at you, and this goes at you. You get pie in your face. I was like, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think anytime we did an episode that we got to do, that we got to be different characters was fun.
Yeah.
Or if we got to do things we didn't normally do. Like there was an episode where we rode ATVs and we're riding ATVs. I had never ridden an ATV. And I remember, before the episode, because we shot the episode out in the country, like on these roads, we were at the stage and they said, okay, we're gonna take you guys out. We want you guys to get used to the ATVs. You're gonna be riding them in the episode. And it's like, we're just gonna ride around the parking lot really carefully. We're gonna give you helmets or whatever. And we're like, okay, so we go outside and it's me and Austin and David and Jason Frank. And, we get on the ATVs and we're like, riding around the parking lot, going all slow, taking it easy, being safe, and Jason Frank comes out and goes, and he just takes off into the wilderness, and you can hear him like gumping at real heels, and we're like, everybody's like, he's breaking the rules, he can't do that, and then they're chasing him like, Jason, come back here, he's like, like, just all over the place, and so we look at each other, we're like, yeah! So now we're all running loose and running rapid and just letting go of the ATVs. And then when we finally film the episode, we actually have a good feeling for it because, like now we play with it to the point we weren't doing 15 miles an hour, like doing skid marks. We're like, and that's cool because that's what we're supposed to be, Yeah. But I guess I gotta give it up to Jason Frank for that particular aspect because when he did that, it gave us permission to take a few more risks, And although if he would have got hurt, that would not have been good. But it was fun. That was like a very memorable episode.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hi, what's your name?
You said your name is Spider-Man? Hi.
Hi, I was just wondering if you keep in contact with like any of the other Rangers still? I mean, you still got that phone call, so it kind of answers it, but I was just curious.
No, I don't talk to them. No, yeah. Actually, the thing is, we see each other a lot at Comic Cons, which is awesome because we're all embracing our fans and like hanging out and for the one thing about this whole thing is it's something that we all share. It's like nobody else knows the story of how we started and how we become to be what we are in regards to Power Rangers. And anybody that has been a Power Ranger has shared in that experience. Maybe not from the beginning, but they still have, they're part of the family. So it's cool because even if we don't talk, because what happened with the original cast, everybody moved. It's like I'm in LA, David Yost is in LA, but but then Austin's like in Texas, and Jason Frank's in Florida or somewhere, and Amy Jones in Canada. It's like, so we're all spread apart. So, and we all have our lives. I got kids, everybody's doing their thing, they got kids, we're all like older, although we look good. And so we have our lives, and we have our own friends, and I mean, friends that live in our city. So it's not like we talk all the time, but whenever we see each other, it's like family. It's like we all have that shared life experience. It's just very cool. And like Austin, who I used to live with Austin. When we first started the show, Austin the Red Ranger was like, "Hey man, can I crash at your place tonight?" And we were like, "Yeah." And after like a couple of weeks, we were just like, "Move in." I lived in a house with a bunch of guys, so it's like, you know, he lived kind of far away, and to get to set was, you know, really early in the morning. So it was like, yeah, just kick it. And eventually, he moved into the house. And the funny thing is we had all these rooms, and we had one room that was like the game room. It had the couch in it, and you know, like it was cool because you walk down these stairs, you get in. It was like the living room, like a second living room. So we called it the game room. And we didn't know where to put them because there were no other rooms. And we said, "Well, you can have the game room." And it ended up being the best room in the house. It was like, he had this whole huge room. He opened it up, it had doors that opened up to the backyard. He opened all the curtains, like all this light came in, had a view of downtown. It was like, man, you got the best room in the house. Nah, that sucks. But yeah, that's one way we probably talk more than most, which is cool.
Awesome. Unfortunately, we're really close to the end of the panel, so we're gonna have time for maybe one more question because we only have 5 minutes. I'm sorry. But what's your name?
Oh yeah, my name's David. How's it going? Quick question. As going back to the fight choreography and Power Rangers, I noticed you got a Bruce Lee shirt on. Did you ever at some point go back before takes or before the next day of filming and go watch his old movies to get inspiration on what you might do? Since
I got inspiration from other different things. Like and trying to come up with hip hop keto, and for it to be interesting and valid, I had to think about what move could I do that was like a hip hop move that could actually be a fight move. So I could do a water wave like this and make it lead into a punch, or I could do a swipe, like a breakdancing swipe that would be a kick to the face, or I'd do like windmills. Like I was coming up with all these dance moves, and I was also studying some capoeira. So capoeira is already a dancing form of martial arts. So I took stuff from that, and I just tried to be creative. But it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Actually, if you want, we have time for yours. Yeah.
We do have time for your question. What you want?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah.
Silly question, but did you ever play the Power Rangers Super Nintendo game?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm joking. Did I ever play the Power Rangers Super Nintendo game? I did eventually. I did not play it then because I was having a little bit of attitude because they never gave it to me. I was like, y'all got a game that's me like fighting people, and I gotta go buy it? What's up with that? That is weird. But it was like that for the whole thing. Like, we didn't get our toys, we didn't get a Megazord. All those cool toys that came out, I never got. I mean, I got a Megazord now, but a fan gave it to me. But we were expected to go buy them. That was retarded. I was like, really? You're making millions and billions of dollars off these toys, and I gotta go buy my own? That's so weird. And so I didn't buy the game, and I was salty about that. I wish I had at this point, because that would have been cool to play my video game and play my character. I understand the string that Zack had was pretty cool because you could like flip and kick, and the power axe was badass, and so excuse me, it was really good. Power axe was awesome, and so I wish I had played with it. I wish I had bought it, but I probably should have done it too. I should have probably gone to Toys R Us and stood in line and had the news be there. They're like, the Black Power Rangers is buying his own game. Why, sir? They're not giving you your own game. I'm like, you tell I'm trying to figure out, can I get the other toys too? But it is what it is. I think the biggest thing I walk away from now in regards to Power Rangers in my life is that it has been a blessing. It has been a big, huge blessing. It wasn't the biggest payday, but I do have fans in 40 countries around the world, and I'm loved by people that I don't know, and I hear stories about how I've made their lives better, how I've been a positive influence, and that makes me so happy.
Awesome. Well, on that note, thank you so much, Walter, for coming here to Tampa Bay and talk with us. Give a little more round of applause for Walter Jones, everybody.
Hey, you guys, if you haven't come and seen me on table, come on by, I'll be there, okay?
Yes. Enjoy the rest of your Comic Con, guys. We'll see you soon.
It was a very collaborative thing because he allowed all of us to sort of contribute to what we thought might happen, or it was a great experience. And I have to say, and I'm not even good with my toaster, so computer stuff I don't even get that stuff. But you know what is it called? Terabytes? Is it terabytes or?
10 terabytes.
The terabytes. Very efficient. Yeah, is that what it's called?
Terabytes. Gigabytes.
So, gigabytes, but it's more than that.
Terabytes is more than
gigabytes.
Terabytes is more, yeah.
So in the studio, they would freeze frame, and Michael would say, "Look at that." And honest to God, I don't know if you guys saw the pictures. I don't know if you identify with this, but the detail that these brilliant artists put in was mind-blowing. It really was, and it used up all that memory to do all that art. It was really,